Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, welcome. Thank you so much for hopping on. I'm really excited because I have a good video for you guys today. I'm going to bring you along with my day. I have some exciting things going on. First off, I am starting my first day back at a different gym doing personal training. So for those of you that don't know, if you don't already follow me on Instagram, follow me there. I post a lot more on there, but I am a personal trainer and I also do online coaching. And that brings me to today's video. Something I get asked a lot on online coaching revolving around macronutrients is how do you track your macros when you're cooking for multiple people? So today, as I take you along with my day, I'm gonna give you guys my best tips on how to do this because I'll be honest, it is not easy, but I've learned some tricks, things that have really helped me to manage my time a little bit better and not make it such a daunting task cooking for both me and Rodney. So I'm gonna share this with you guys so you guys can go ahead and track your macros, but not be stressed out if you're cooking for your whole family. If you guys do wanna have a little bit more information on macronutrients as well, not only on my Instagram, but also on YouTube, I do have a few videos on here describing what they are. I'm someone who does track. I don't think tracking is the only way to be successful, but it is a way that you can definitely be successful in your fitness journey a little bit faster. So if that's something you guys are interested in, I don't want the fact of having to cook for multiple people deter you guys from doing this. If you haven't already, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It does support me a ton. I really do appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe because videos do come out every single Monday and I don't want you guys missing another video. Without any further ado, I'm actually going to be headed to work right now and I'm very excited, and then we'll see where the rest of the day takes us. Okay guys, I just got to work. I'm very excited. I have no idea how long I'm going to be here, but I'm going to give you guys all the rundown, all the update on how it goes when I get back. What is up? Okay, don't mind all this stuff in the back. You guys know from that last vlog, if you guys watched it, that moving happened last week and we haven't been able to pull everything out of the car. But anyways, I just got off of work. I worked 3 hours. It was just 9 to 12. I'm like really hungry now though, so I'm really excited to go home and to share with you guys some tips on how to track macros when you're cooking for a family. So when I get home, I'm going to make a little pre-workout meal so I can hit a workout this afternoon as well. And I'm going to share with you guys tip number 1. I'm also freezing cold. It's like, it got colder. I don't know, it got rainy and it got really cold. So we're gonna hurry home, make some food, share with you guys some tips, and get in a killer workout. Let's do it. Alright guys, I just made it home and like I said, I'm freezing and very hungry, so I'm very excited. I'm going to make some warm food right now, but I wanted to share with you guys tip number 1 on how you can track your macros when you're cooking for multiple people. And literally the best thing you can do, something that has helped me so much when I'm cooking for both me and Rodney, is to plan my food at the beginning of the day. If you guys don't already know, I use the app MyFitnessPal. It's super easy. You can input all of your food on there specifically to track, to hit your macros, your calorie goals. And what I do is input my entire thing before I even start eating. And what that does is it allows me, 1, to know what I'm gonna eat that day, and so I can actually hit my macros, not get to like dinner and just have to like try and figure out this weird concoction. But also the meals that me and Rodney are eating together, I'm able to plan those out ahead of time. So what I'm gonna do is input everything we're gonna have. We talked about already what we're gonna be having for dinner, put that in, and then I don't even have to worry about like trying to fit a meal for him and a meal for me. And it's like, oh my gosh, I only have this much protein and he wants to eat this foods, and it just gets super overwhelming, confusing. So we're gonna plan it out ahead of time, not have to think about it, make your life so much easier. I'll walk you guys through what I do. Let's get into MyFitnessPal. For those of you that aren't familiar, this is what the app looks like. Let's jump in to logging our food for today. Okay, so opening up MyFitnessPal, I'm going to start by inputting dinner. This is because this is the meal that me and Rodney have already discussed on exactly what we are eating. So I'm going to start there so that way I can adjust my own meals accordingly. We're going to be having some pasta and some chicken tonight, and a lot of these foods I've already used, so MyFitnessPal is going to recognize this and it's going to pop up a lot quicker. If you guys didn't have these already input, you still can either scan barcodes or research them in MyFitnessPal, and you are going to pop up with the most accurate one. I'm now just putting in a snack. I know I for sure want a protein shake after my workout. And now I'm going to jump to my breakfast because that's my favorite meal. And I want to have exactly what I want, and then I will input my lunch to fit the rest of my macros. So now we're just going to be putting in some oats. I know I want banana and peanut butter with it, and I want a whole serving. Going down to my lunch, I'm still kind of feeling I want breakfast foods, so that's what we're going to input and see how it fits. It's going to be so nice and easy once you guys do have foods you frequently eat already put in here because they pop up super fast. You can tell this isn't taking me very long. Now I'm going to reference my macros to see what I need to adjust. You can see I'm high in protein, so I definitely don't need to eat quite as much chicken as I was going to. So let's lessen the chicken, and now we can go back. We have 38 carbs and 12 fat to play with for our dessert and our food, which is so perfect and exactly how I like it. I like to make sure I at least hit my protein first, and I can always adjust my carbs and fats. Looking back over, I decide it would be really good to have a little bit of olive oil, so that's what we're going to put in now to hit my fats. And then the best part of the day, let's get some popcorn, some solid carbs for dessert, and even a little bit extra carbs left. So I'm going to put some frozen fruit. I want you guys to know to not follow these macros. I'm not even following these right now. These are what I had previously, but everybody's macros are going to be different and tailored towards you and your body. If you guys know me, you know I love my oatmeal, especially when I'm cold. So that's what we just made. I'm going to be eating this, and I want to share with you guys tip number 2. So now that all of your food is input, the second thing you can do that will make things a lot easier when you are trying to track your macros but cooking as a family is to be open to cooking meals separately. And this might sound a little confusing, so I am going to elaborate. There's 2 ways that you can cook food separately. If you're doing something like a breakfast, I would say for the most part, most breakfast foods can be super simple. Whether you're having oatmeal, whether you're having eggs, toast, stuff like that, that's kind of things that you can easily cook separate from one another. So you put your bread in the toaster, you put your eggs on the pan, and then you cook your husband's or spouse's or child's or friends or whoever you are cooking for next. It doesn't take a whole lot of extra time to cook those kind of meals separately. Now, where it does get a little tricky and fishy is usually dinner time, and that's because dinner or lunch meals usually take a little bit longer, and I do totally understand that cooking an entire meal and then recooking an entire meal, such as a dinner, can be just too much and too time consuming. So how you cook separately in those instances is if you guys have enough resources. So be open to the idea of having 2 pots of boiling water and cooking pasta separately on your stovetop. Be open to doing things like cutting things in different forms. This is going to get super creative, but for instance, we love to use the air fryer. Potatoes in the air fryer. If you guys need my recipe, it is so good. That's a side note, but so good. We love to do that. Well, I want to cook both of our potatoes in the air fryer, but how am I supposed to know who's whose? I'll literally cut one as fries and one as cubes. Yes, they cook slightly different, but it's really not that significant. At the end, I can separate our food. If you're cooking something in the oven, like chicken and veggies, have a little separation and like put a little piece of foil in between your 2 food. There are ways where you can still cook things at the same time, but cooking your food separately so you don't have to worry about like knowing how much you're consuming at the end, and you can measure all your food prior to cooking it. That is also the most accurate way to do it. So Be open to cooking your food separately. If it's easy, simple meals, just cook them back to back. If they are a big meal, find little creative ways to split things up, and it will help so you guys can actually track your macros, and it makes it so it's not more time consuming. It's a few more dishes. That is a downside, but other than that, it's not more time consuming. You guys can still eat and enjoy your meals as a family at the same exact time. Okay, your girl is freaking hungry, so she's gonna eat this before it gets cold so I can go get a killer workout in, and then we'll share some more tips. Okay, we are back from the workout. I'm just gonna shake up some protein. It was okay, honestly, like not the best workout in the world, not the worst. It was okay. But anyways, I keep doing this to myself where I'm like, it's like 3 o'clock and I'm like not super hungry, but I feel like I need to eat, because otherwise if I don't eat my lunch now, I'm not gonna be hungry for dinner, and then I'm really gonna struggle hitting my macros. So I guess I'm gonna make some lunch, put that down, and then I think I'm gonna take Sadie for a walk. But I thought I'd share with you guys tip number 3, and that is going to be to weigh out your food when it's cooked. So I know in tip number 2 I mentioned that weighing your food before is a little bit more accurate, so that would be the only downside to weighing your food out once it's cooked, but it is better than nothing, and it still gives you a very good sense of what you're putting in your body. So what I mean exactly is, if you cooked this beautiful dinner, you cooked a pot of rice, you cooked a pan full of chicken and a side of veggies, go ahead, scoop out your pasta on your plate, that will be on your scale, and weigh out how much pasta you're eating cooked. Weigh out how much chicken you're eating cooked, and then weigh out your vegetables cooked. Again, this is still gonna give you a very good sense of what you're putting in your body. One thing you want to be careful on, in MyFitnessPal, not all of them are like the cooked variations. So for instance, when you consume meat that's cooked versus when it's raw, it has different weight to it. So when it cooks, it obviously shrinks, so it weighs a little bit less. There is conversions online, and there is cooked versions of food on MyFitnessPal. For instance, rice is a super common one. You can do like 1 cup of rice cooked, or you do like a 1/4 cup of rice dry. So if you're cooking for your whole family and all the stuff's already cooked, just make sure you measure or weigh out the food in the cooked version on MyFitnessPal. This is a super easy way to be able to still hit your macros while cooking for a bunch of people. Okay, I guess I'm gonna try and eat. I'm seriously not hungry, and I don't know, my stomach's all messed up because it was Halloween, and for Halloween we had pizza, and I don't regret it. It was great, but like, you know, digestion and all that is like not having it, and so my appetite gets super weird because, yeah, we don't need to go into it, kind of gross. But basically I need a cleanse, and so I'm not super hungry right now. But I think we'll make some food and we'll go for a walk, and then I will share with you guys 2 more tips come very soon. Hey guys, I'm back from my walk. Sorry about this lighting. The sun is now down. I've just been sitting on this couch doing some work on my computer, some editing and planning and all that kind of good stuff. Just got a text that Sadie literally always shakes when I start recording. Anyway, I just got a text that Rodney's on his way home, so I'm super excited. So I'm gonna be making dinner here pretty soon, but wanted to share with you guys tip number 4. I kind of hit on this earlier, but I want to make a clear point of this. I talked about it when I was talking about cooking food separate. Honestly, I don't know why, I think it was just on my mind, but it's not about cooking food separate. This tip is going to be to make your food identifiable. Meaning, you can cook your food together, but you can do fun tricks so you can still point out which food is yours that was weighed before you cooked and which food is the rest of your family's. So for instance, here's some fun things I like to cook. If you guys want these recipes, I do have videos on them. Check that out. But tilapia. So tilapia is a fish that has little things and they open up kind of like a V. So what I'll do is weigh my fish, put the V facing this way, weigh Rodney's fish and put the V facing the other way when I bake it in the oven. Then post bake, I know that the ones that were facing down are his, the ones facing up were mine. I had mentioned the potato thing. If I want to cook us potatoes in the air fryer, I will slice ours differently, so when I'm done, we could just separate them. Another thing, when cooking, honestly, I'm gonna be super duper honest, something I don't really track is my vegetables. So I put it into MyFitnessPal, but I don't weigh them exactly because I don't feel like they're super duper significant. I'm not that strict. So I'll cook our vegetables all together and then I will just half them and I will guesstimate, like, it looks like a cup of broccoli or whatever it may be. That's something that can also be easier, but please do actually weigh out and track your major proteins, carbs, and fats, because this is going to be significant. That is just something that I honestly don't do to a T, like spinach or something. So that's another way to get around it. So if you guys have any more special ideas, this is one that's super fun. You can get really creative with it. Premise of it is cooking your food together and finding ways to identify the food that you weighed out first. I'm hoping Rodney will walk in any minute, and then we are gonna cook up our dinner, and I'll share with you guys tip number 5. Hey, so we just finished cooking dinner. I'll show you guys what we made. Some chicken and shrimp Alfredo. What do you think?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. So I did the trick that I told you guys in the last tip, and I cut my chicken differently. So that's how I cooked ours in the same pot, and then I just separated the chicken. But wanted to share with you guys my 5th and final tip on how to count your macros when you're cooking for more than one person. And this is more of some just advice for you guys, so this doesn't become so daunting and stressful. That's what I've noticed with a lot of my clients, is it's just a little bit overwhelming, especially with dinner. So one thing I want you guys to know and remember is that your plate could look different than whoever you're eating with, whatever your other family looks like, and that is okay. I would say that it's a lot easier if you and your family are eating similar foods for you to cook the same meal, but that doesn't mean your portion sizes have to be the same. And that could be in 2 ways, especially if you are the female. That doesn't mean your portion sizes have to be smaller than your husband or whoever you're eating with. But that doesn't mean they have to be bigger either. It needs to just fit within your macros. And if you planned your macros at the beginning, you already have that planned out. That might mean that you're eating more protein than whoever you're eating with, because that's what you had planned out at the beginning, and that's okay. So just remember that your plates don't have to look the same. Your portion sizes can be different, and you could use all the tips and tricks we shared, so that way you can nail your macros. We're gonna enjoy our dinner, and I'm going to wrap this vlog up, but I hope this was helpful for you guys. I hope this helped tracking when cooking for multiple people not be so daunting, so you guys could still do it. If you guys like this kind of video, please don't forget, give it a thumbs up so I know and can make more like this, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!